But if they're out there on those dating sites, how are they going to know the difference? Is that a real person with profile, or is it all AI generated images?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so my question to you and the viewers is dating doomed modern day? What does this mean for future generations and repopulating the earth and having kids and carrying on your lineage? Do you think that that couples even survive that anymore? Are people more antisocial and they're gonna lean on to just having online in relationships, like internet relationships, rather than intimate, real connections?
You're listening to
Unfiltered Real Talk with
the Backroad Chicks.
Join us for all things controversial and risque. Buckle in.
It's gonna be a wild ride.
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up!
Thumbs up. Why thumbs up?
Well, I was thinking about the last episode and how the thumb emoji and the K really just grinded my gears.
Yes.
And I thought we could totally infuse it into today's topic.
Oh, I like it. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Like to see you in my car. Red flag if he doesn't drive. Say no to the date. I'm just kidding.
Ish, right?
Ish. There's circumstances.
Right?
But I feel like...
interesting.
Right?
I mean, I feel like the amount of people that don't drive in the world today is a lot higher than we would think.
It's very alarming. If I could still drive, I would absolutely be driving.
Yep.
I would never be at home again.
Right? Yeah. It's definitely
freedom.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. No, with the texting, I was just thinking, is modern dating doomed? Not even just because of the texting, but just nowadays dating is so different than back in the day.
Very true. That is really true.
Like, think about how people used to meet.
I don't really have a frame of reference for, dating back then because I never did that, but
I'm just thinking back to like middle schools and high schools and a little sock hop and the dances, and you meet people through school or through sports teams or extracurricular activities, and not this online catfishing AI gross text world.
Oh yeah, like the amount of people that have like AI girlfriends and boyfriends. That is so crazy to me.
It was probably almost a decade ago. It was definitely before the pandemic that there was this there was this website called like Dating in 2025, and I thought it was super funny because it was about this guy that was dating an AI robot, and it was so ridiculous to me. And now we're here in 2026, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually kind of happening.
Like, that was far too accurate.
It was.
Oh no.
And I remember listening to it and laughing because he was talking to this thing as if it was setting up a date with an actual human, and then by the end of it wasn't even a human. And it was all in his fantasy, and he was just talking almost to like an Alexa or a Google Home.
It's really funny because Brent and I will kind of sit and scroll sometimes, like we'll scroll TikToks and stuff, and he saw this TikTok of this guy who has a VR family. Like, he's standing out in the back of it, like the trunk is up in his car, and he's like talking to his like AI daughter and wife.
Oh my gosh.
Like, he's just standing there with like the visor on, right? Like, he's got like the VR goggles.
It's making like this fake world around him as if it's real.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the Truman Show.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of, but not really. Like, it was a fake world with people in it, but they're all actors. Yes. Now, you don't even need actors, you have holograms.
It is terrifying, yes.
To me, this is problematic because even like how I want to start with this is when I guess the internet first started coming out, and the show The Circle, the reality TV show The Circle.
The Circle,
It's so good, but so ridiculous. It's about online, it's about intentionally going into this game show where everybody's in a separate room in the same building, like almost like a hotel or an apartment complex.
Okay.
And they're online creating profiles, and there will be, say, 8 of them will be real and 2 of them will be fake catfishing the rest. And they have to meet with each other virtually and decide who the catfish is and who's real and who isn't, and like vote each other out. It's insane.
Okay.
And it's very interesting, but it's also terrifying because how do you even date in real life now, or even meet people in real life not knowing if they're real? And especially now, that's from, say, a decade ago, but now that it's
before
so
AI
advanced,
became what it is now. Yeah, it's really terrifying.
Like robots that look like people.
Yeah.
And like,
oh my gosh,
that's terrifying. Like, you'll go on a dating site. How do you know if they're even real? How do you know if they're of age? How do you know if it's a man? How do you know if it's a woman? You don't know.
You really don't. And that's the thing. Even if you get to the stage of meeting,
right?
You are probably, I don't actually know the stats on it, but like, what's the likelihood that you're being catfished? What's the likelihood that it's completely fabricated? I mean, AI has come a really long way, but it needs a lot of work. You ask it how to spell strawberry, how many R's in strawberry, and it tells you there's 2. So, I mean, they've probably fixed that now, but there's videos going, how many R's in strawberry? And they're like, there's 2. And you're like, really? You want to check that math again?
There might be 3. Or you'll ask it the same question. It'll give you one answer. And then you'll ask it the same question again. It'll give you the opposite.
Yep.
I'm like, are you just trying to appease me here?
You want to check the math on that? You want to carry the 4?
Right. Yeah. I thought 2 + 2 is 4, not 7.5, but okay.
Well, this is the world of everybody wins, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Or 6, 7.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The texting thing just got to me because it's like, not only do you have to worry about online dating, but then it's when you're having conversations.
Yeah.
People don't talk in real language anymore.
No, everybody talks
like with this crap. It's like Skibidi and Ohio and.
I mean, to be fair, like the lingo of our time was probably sound exactly the same to our parents. Like,
but I feel slang, like ours wasn't as stupid. Like, hear me out.
Okay.
So I can understand saying, "Oh, that's like a fire tune," or you know what I'm saying, or "Oh yeah, that's like," or sus. I get that. That's short for suspect. That's cool. I get it. I'm down with that. Or, oh yeah, that's on fire. Like, yeah, it's lit. I understand that. But when you're saying Skibidi or Ohio or what's some of these words, I'm like, what are you even? These don't make any sense.
There's no logic behind it. There's no, yeah.
I'm like, what? Why? No, there's other ones. It just, I can't understand it. It'll come to mind eventually. Or like yeet.
Yeet is,
you know what? Like 6 meanings.
I'm sorry, but that one I find funny.
I think it's so ridiculous.
That being said, I have a British friend who, like, he just yeeted it out of there. I can't help but laugh.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot help but laugh.
I love this video of the drive-through dad. It goes through the drive-thru with his 2 girls and he orders, it's online, it's so funny.
Okay.
And he'll try and say long sentences using all this lingo, like, oh yeah, just hold on, I'm gonna dial in, and it's over the top.
Oh, no.
And it's hilarious, because I'm like, why? But this is how people are talking nowadays. So for me, I'm like, not only do you have to worry about online people, are they real, are they not? Then you go into the lingo. Are you really building deep, meaningful relationships anymore, or are they just all
surface level, superficial?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fair question.
It blows my mind. And I want to know what the viewers think about nowadays and relationships, and are they real, or is it all just, surface level and go with no depth?
I think that anything you have, like, hear me out. You have the avoidant part. You have the, I don't want to be on the phone. I want to text. I don't want to, the anxiety behind that, the anxiety behind socializing and that kind of thing. I'm guilty of it myself. I have a real problem with crowds and people and that type of thing. So I would prefer to text a lot of time. But that being said, depending on the relationship, depending on who it's with, like with you, like, we are so much better in person.
Or on the phone. With voice, not like
with
texting.
Voice. Right. Or like with Brent. Like, Brent is, I love you, baby. He's a terrible texter. He doesn't enjoy texting. Like, he would rather have an in-person conversation. Yes. Which absolutely I appreciate.
Yes.
Like, but that relationship in particular is better in person.
Now, do you think you've always been, I don't want to use the word antisocial, it sounds harsh, but not enjoying connecting by talking that way, or crowds? Is that a long-standing thing, or do you think that's evolved over time?
It's a long-standing thing in terms of, it's been probably about half my life. I definitely think that it is depression related.
Okay. That makes sense.
Once I'm comfortable, because Brent actually made this point to me. He's like, because I'm like, I don't like crowds. I don't like people. I'm socially awkward. And he goes, you could have fooled me. Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, once you're there and you're in your he's like, you're in your element. He's like, you can have a conversation with anybody. He's like, you surpass all of this awkwardness and the weird conversation. He's like, you fit right in. And he's like, and you act like you belong there. And he's like, and it does look like you belong there.
And I feel like that's quite normal, but like for most people. But now, how do you think that differs from what the heck generation are we in? Alpha? They're so not alpha. They're like cuck. But
I don't even need
no shade.
I don't even need to do that.
That's true. But
same thing.
I feel like none of them want to actually be in real life. Like if they go out to restaurants, instead of having a face-to-face conversation, it's texting.
You're sitting across the table from somebody that you're texting. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep, totally.
And in my opinion, I think and I feel that modern day is doomed because of these stupid little boxes with screens and distractions in them ruin relationships. Phones, tablets, TVs.
Yeah,
I think they're an atrocity overall.
It's one thing to rely on them, for sure. It's like if you're in a dynamic where that's all you do, like you sit on your phones with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's not a great idea.
Because I feel like the online world's become a replacement for human interaction as a whole.
Well, and I mean, there's something to be said about being gullible, something to be said for believing everything that you see or read or hear.
That's true.
You have to be very careful about the information that you're taking on board nowadays because AI is what it is and because it's become so prevalent and become such a powerhouse.
Well, even with those text messages, you get those spam ones.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't talked to you in so long. Or, hey, I was just wondering if we could have a conversation.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it's like Anna or Alex from some weird Vindaloo country with some spamming text messages. It's not even a real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. They're trying to catfish you or get your information or lure you in for a credit card. And so many people fall for it.
Absolutely. And like more often than not, you'd think that as the generations go, you're getting more technologically savvy. You can pick these things out and you can see these things for what they are, but it's really not. Like the gullibility of so many people these days is just, you can't, it's mind boggling and baffling.
Well, and I feel like it's a tumbleweed too, because the more AI comes out or the more technology comes out, the more people get used to it and start using it. They track all of your algorithms. They track your cookies. They track your voice searches. What you look like. They store that information and use it to evolve AI to make it even more human, to make it even more deceptive. And then you really don't know what you're looking for.
Like having and I mean, I'm going to use scrolling and TikTok and all of that kind of stuff because you see these videos. It's like, which one is real?
Yes.
Which one, like they'll show you 2 images or 2 videos and you have to decide which one is real. Or they'll show you another thing that I've seen recently is they'll do before and afters. So they'll take an AI generated image of, say, I saw one with Richard Dean Anderson, like kind of the cast of MacGyver the other day. So they did Richard Dean Anderson in the 80s, which was AI generated. And then they took him in present day. So 40 years later and what he looks like now, you can see that there's a little bit of a discrepancy. Like you know that it's AI. If you know what that person looks like.
Yeah.
If this was like an actor that you've never seen before in your life and you took a look at that and you're like, oh, okay, that's what they look like. No, like there are subtle differences and it's really weird. They did that with MASH stuff. They've done that with old TV shows that are, before and after, like what age they were when they were on the show and then the age that they died or the age that they are now. And it's the progression. They're showing you the progression of the years. It's really weird to see that in my generation and think the ones that is younger, the ones that are younger than us absolutely could believe that as fact.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. And then that brings me on to, so say someone's on an online dating profile, because that seems to be more normal than going out and meeting people organically, which I've always been a fan of organic. Yep. I thank God I don't have to look anymore.
Right, me either.
But if they're out there on those dating sites, how are they going to know the difference? Is that a real person with profile or is it all AI generated images?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so my question to you and the viewers is dating doomed modern day? What does this mean for future generations and repopulating the earth and having kids and carrying on your lineage? Do you think that that couples even survive that anymore? Are people more antisocial and they're going to lean on to just having online in relationships, like internet relationships, rather than intimate, real connections with longevity? I think
that it's definitely a thing. And I mean, because, they say that, like long-term relationships are usually not really very feasible and they don't last very long, or like divorce rates and stuff like that. You think about how relationships have progressed. Marriages don't necessarily last anymore because you don't know people. Everything is so surface level and superficial. Like you don't get to know people.
Well, and I think people aren't as connected in real life. Like, think about people that went off to war. It's pen pals and waiting and commitment. And and there was it wasn't go, 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 fast, 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 more.
Yep.
It was a slower time. If you weren't at home and your phone rang, oh, well, guess what? Sorry, you got reached. Yep. And now there's just the distractions, the temptations, all of those things are kind of brought forth and amplified with technology. Well, and having a screen.
And the lack of intimacy in relationships.
Yes.
Like, it's either about the things that you do, like something that I'm learning very much is the importance of intimacy in a relationship and the importance of getting to know someone on a very basic level and not being surprised or scared by anything, not being judgmental about anything, meeting them where they're at, getting to know them as a person and who they are, their personality, their quirks, their likes, their dislikes, their everything. The intimacy that comes with is like, it's unlike anything I've ever had before.
Yeah.
It's such a strength.
Yeah.
It gives you such strength in the relationship, in the dynamic, because you get to a point where it's like you trust this person.
And I think that's what's missing in modern day dating. It's just, it's the analogy I use about the Toys R Us catalog. When you're a kid, or a Sears catalog, you're super excited. You'd dog ear every page. You'd circle what you want. You'd flip, choose. It's dating nowadays has almost become like that. Everyone's like, next, more. It's disposable.
Swipe. Yep, absolutely.
Bigger, better, next. So it's when almost our episode about parallel existing versus quality time.
Yep.
You can be in the same room as someone having no intimacy. You could be with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and have absolutely no relationship because your screens or your distractions or your superficial thing are more important, or all the chaos of the world and the news and all those things, rather than building deep, meaningful connections and relationships, having actual quality time with that intimacy.
Yep, absolutely.
And that component seems to be missed more in modern dating.
Yeah, like, it's more about the chat. How many notches on your belt? And I don't mean sexually. I mean, how many chats can you have? How many
hearts and likes can I get on a picture?
How much interaction can I get on my profile versus how many actual meaningful connections am I making?
That's right. Instead, it's like, how many compliments can I get from my spouse in real life, or how can I compliment them, versus, oh my gosh, how many people online follow me? How many unfollow me? How many likes do I have on there? How many comments do I have on there? Oh, I have to make sure everybody, like, attention. And it's like crazy.
It makes me think about something like dating in person, like having the actual interpersonal connection, and you have the time to spend with each other. You look at each other, you see each other, you can see things that you like, you can see things like in person is always different. It's not impersonal.
Yeah.
Right?
Very well said. And if you're building in person, you can't just pull the plug. You're there.
Yes.
But if you're sitting online with someone, you pull that little power cord and your entire fantasy world collapses.
And you could potentially walk away. It takes away a little bit of the responsibility. It takes away a little bit of the care, because you don't have anything invested.
No, you can just unplug at any time.
You can ignore, you can block, you can do all of these kind of things. The things that you're doing in person are what defines the relationship.
Well, and then getting through hardships together and working through problems, and it's how you communicate after you go through a life tragedy together, or after you have an argument, how you rebuild and how quickly you rebuild and repair and move forward and grow together. But online, it's, let's just clap for Tinkerbell. Better clap for Tinkerbell or you're gonna die. And if you don't agree with me, you don't clap for me, I'll just plug and go on to the next one. You're disposable.
Yeah, you're like you hate, or you're up, like you're anti. No, that's not the case. I feel like, and there is something to be said about a long-term relationship in that sense as well. Like, I know yours is a long-term relationship and it's a long-distance relationship. You don't have the option to have the in-person as much.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas, like, when Brent and I were starting out, it was very much in person, but I had to go out of town for a few things.
Yeah.
And being out of town, it really made me appreciate the in-person.
Of course. And it makes you appreciate more getting on, say, that video call and being one-on-one, no distractions, nothing else in the background, no other people or TVs or whatever. You're just engaged.
And it's still a video conversation. You're still not going to get everything that you're going to get out of a physical contact
But you're
visit.
eliminating everything else from the background.
Exactly. You're still having the quality time together.
And do you think that now in the modern dating world that people are even looking for long-term, or even, I think it's, do they even know what it is, or real courtship or real values? Because I think even courtship in our generation has taken a long step back.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know if this generation can define what chivalry really means.
Right? And honestly, I don't think that anybody believes in soulmate, what have you, soulmate, true love, a forever relationship. Everything is optional. Like,
everything's an option. Yeah.
Everything is an option.
Yep.
You don't have to stick with it for the long haul if you don't want to. Like, that's not, and we were not raised like that.
No, we weren't. And now that there's so many more things online, so it's like, oh, okay, well, next. Exactly. Like, you're not fully invested in anything. You don't give everything. You don't put all of yourself into a relationship. You don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And I feel like you're always waiting. You always have one foot in, one foot out. It's like trying to swim in a pool with one foot on the ledge. It's not going to go anywhere.
No.
So it's like, why are you not building those deep connections? I wouldn't want a relationship like that.
No, I don't want a relationship like that either.
If someone's always on the prowl and throwing out like comments to other people, and like it's like having a fishing hook out.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Like, well, I'll send this person a like, and I'll leave this person a comment, and I'll have all these people, guys and girls in the background, just in case. Like why is there a backup plan? Safety net.
Safety net. That's a great,
right?
That is a great phrase.
It's a safety net. Are you committed to your partner nowadays, or do you have to have your little safety net of fish?
Absolutely.
It's sick.
And it's funny because being raised in a very conservative household, the way that old school thinking was, like, if you're a man, you don't go out anywhere with a female that is not your wife.
Yes. Yep. Or you don't engage, you don't compliment, you don't talk to them.
Nope. You just don't do that, because then that opens the door.
That
puts you at risk.
Yes, it does. And it makes your partner look like an idiot. Like you're out waiting or on the prowl, or you're giving the impression that you're open to entertaining others.
And even if it is completely innocent in nature, it doesn't necessarily always stay that way.
And it doesn't translate that way, and it doesn't look like that to others, and that person of the opposite sex won't take it that way. And that's how intimate relationships are built. It's built on a friendship that gets closer over time. So when you're building those emotional relationships with the opposite sex, you're being unfaithful, because that's how it develops. If it's that deep, getting to know each other on that level.
And whether it's absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And I have learned, it's definitely a learning curve. I'm still learning. I learn every day. I'm learning every day of my relationship. And I love that. I love that I'm learning things, and I love that I'm growing, and we're growing together. And it's such an exciting journey. And before, I didn't have as much of I'm stunted, right? I've never had a relationship. I've never dated. I don't know what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. So learning that kind of thing, and on the go, he's been very patient with me. He's been really good. But there were some situations you're like, maybe you shouldn't be hanging out with this person, or maybe you shouldn't be engaging in conversation, because then how does that look?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And it's something that I never would have thought of before. And I never would have thought that there was anything wrong with it, even being raised the way I was.
Yeah.
It didn't compute that way in my brain.
And for me, it did. And I don't know why. I don't know. I was raised that way too, but then my moral compass is just so strong. I'm like, this is how this looks.
Saying?
This is how who's a hoe? But it's just like, I'm just so aware of how other people perceive things, how things can look, how another person of the opposite sex might take certain behaviors or interactions, or how things might make people feel. Mm-hmm. I think I've always just thought so many steps further ahead, and like very observational. And I don't know, it's something to pay attention to now, but I think I don't even necessarily think the current generation does that. Like, I don't even know if these morals or values are ingrained. And my question for everyone is, do you think it's going to get to a point where the population starts to decrease because people are genuinely actually having relationships with robots and AI? Well,
I think that sowing the seeds of discourse and distrust in your own relationship you are destined to fail. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think that you need to build it on trust, and you need to build it on communication. You need to build that with your partner. And I think it's,
even apart from that though, I guess what I'm getting at, my question is, do you think people are actually building relationships with other humans? Or do you think that's going to start deteriorating and it's going to be these genuine online AI relationships that aren't even with people?
Well, yeah, because the stigma around that is not, it's almost considered appropriate and normal now.
I feel like that narrative is being pushed.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it's a sense of population control by like higher powers. So they're trying to push that agenda and play into people's fear of socializing.
Like we need to control the density of the world's population because there's not enough room for everybody. Yeah.
That's why they push all these agendas is what I'm thinking. And then because during the pandemic, people were even more indoctrinated into fear and antisocial behavior and not interacting and don't get too close. It's almost like it's perpetuated intimate relationships, like fear of intimate relationships.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And going towards the AIs. And
fear of commitment to anything long term. Fear of, because you got to keep your options open, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's the mentality.
It totally. I don't think that.
I can't think like that.
I know. I
can't do it.
I really think after our generations, they're doomed until there was like a big reset, which is terrifying.
That's a terrifying thought.
It really reminds me a lot of the Truman Show and Idiocracy. Like where the population just gets stupider and stupider and stupider over time where they can't even grow crops and plants anymore.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. And now people are, baby, penis, vagina, what? Energy. Alt.
I don't know, man. I think that sex will always be.
Will it though?
Yeah. I don't think
that's order robots. I put up a post on Facebook.
I see what you mean.
About if you have the option of selecting a human being or being able to program your own AI robot spouse, what would you choose? And I was astounded at people even older than our generation and age group saying that they would opt for choosing a robot, even for sexual purposes.
Really?
Blew my mind. So
oh, wow.
And I think it's because people, again, they don't want to have to put forth the connection, the effort. There's no effort. Everyone's like been lazy. There's no effort. There's no drama. You can just, get your rocks off and put it on the shelf, so to speak.
Yeah, you don't have to, exactly. You don't have to actually invest in the emotional side of the relationship because there is no emotional side.
It's effortless. It's like, what's the path of least resistance? I can get my rocks off and then walk away. I remember that Schmeeb thing used to say, well, if we as men had toys just like you women do, we would have no need for you women. He's like, all you are is a means to an end. And I think that...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was classy.
That was classy.
That's why your dick's so small. But I digress. But now I think that's being filled into minds of the young people. You don't have to build
gratification.
Anything. Yeah, 100%. And more next, instant gratification. Yeah.
Yep.
Even like the faster internet speeds. There's no patience. There's no waiting. There's no earning. There's no effort. Everybody's a winner.
You don't earn anything. Absolutely.
Everybody gets. Everyone's entitled.
Without hard work, there is no reward. Is no longer.
Exactly.
We just capitulate to everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I really feel like the world is doomed. I think
the dating world is doomed.
Dating world is doomed. Doomed.
I think we got lucky.
Thank God.
Right?
Oh my gosh, my time was ticking. And just even think about that now. People with disabilities trying to go on, like if someone had an intellectual or visual disability trying to go on an online dating site and not getting duped, they're even more vulnerable to that because they wouldn't be able to tell if the stuff's real or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They would be more vulnerable to getting catfished or thinking something is real when it's not. And can you imagine how heartbreaking it is, someone even with an intellectual disability? They thought something was real because they couldn't quite decipher it. Then say the person hit them up for cash, like one of them Arabian princes.
Right?
It's like, oh, hey, baby, I love you so much. I'm coming over for the wedding. Can you just send me $5,000 for a plane ticket? That they pull the plug?
Because there'd be nothing you could do to stop them.
Exactly. So you send them the cash, and now all of a sudden they just disconnect, pull the plug, and the other person on the other side of the end is laughing, and this poor person, it doesn't even have to be a person with an intellectual disability. I'm just saying that they'd probably be more vulnerable, but now that person's heartbroken. They thought something was real, and bam, now they're in tears, and who knows, maybe they end their lives.
Now, does it stand to reason that because when you're talking about an intellectual disability or you're talking about the gullibility of this generation, before it was kind of like, okay, like you fell for that?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that now with AI being as crazy as it is that really Can you really say that? Like, can you really say that anymore? Because you absolutely, you could be fooled.
And that's what I mean about the tumbleweed analogy I used, is that the more data they collect on imitating people's behavior, the harder it's going to become to decipher. Because so I love Dr. Barbara O'Neill. I always watch her health clips, and they take her image and her voice and they put their message into it, but it's not actually her. The only reason I can tell the difference, and I can't see properly, is because I know how she speaks and the words she uses and her pace.
Yes. So
I can tell when it's not actually her or her message. But for other people, they wouldn't know.
No, like I remember when Matthew Perry died.
Yeah.
Like I was hearing AI generated Chandler speak. Like someone was like, it's like, oh, it was like, hey, like this is Matthew. Like if you're hearing this, then I'm not here any. And it's like, whoa, because it was far too accurate.
That's what I mean. I don't even think we can call it gullibility anymore. They're just getting more intelligent as time goes on, and that's terrifying.
Yes, it is.
I really think it's going to be to a point where AI takes over. And there was like this reel online talking about how AI has their own social media networks that humans aren't allowed to access. I don't think that's as far-fetched as people might think.
Still, probably not.
Like, we as humans have to go on there and verify to AI that we're humans. We made you. And we have to try and confirm that we're real?
Yeah, that's really scary.
That is messed up. Just really think about that.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thought.
Oh, yeah. I feel the population and dating is doomed. I really want to know what the current generation thinks chivalry means, because back in the day, it was a woman walks down the street and she selects the mate. The man doesn't really select her. She lets him think that. She just casually walks by and is like, ooh, that's a handsome looking man, and just drops her scarf ever so casually. And he's like, oh, what a great day to be a gentleman. He bends over, picks it up, and chases her down. And bam, they spark up a conversation, and the courtship begins. And, oh, let me open your car door for you, ma'am. Let me walk you to your car. Oh, can I interest you in like a coffee and some lunch?
It's funny. Brent and I were talking about chivalry the other day, and it made me think of my dad. He used to, if we were walking in a parking lot or we were walking down a street, he would always move me to the side of no traffic.
Yes. Yep. The woman walks on the inside.
He would always stand between me and traffic.
Yep.
And my dad was absolutely, you open a door for anybody.
Yep.
Not just women. Like you're polite, you're chivalrous. You open the doors, you do this, you do that, push a woman's seat in.
So what is that now on online? What is chivalry?
I don't know. That's
right?
Cause same thing. I got out of the car. Brent and I went to one of the game stores yesterday, and I got out of the car and I was like walking, and he's like, I could have come around. And he's like, but you're too fast. And I was like, it's okay. I was like, big girl, can do. And he's like, he just chuckled and he's like, yeah, well, if you ever want that treatment, you let me know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so I was like, see, chivalry isn't dead.
It's not. It's not dying though.
It is a dying art.
Doomed. It's like modern dancing or handwriting or arithmetic, long division. I feel like all these things are dying.
Yeah. And I don't care what anybody says. Any woman tells you that she doesn't like having her door opened, or she doesn't like being put on the safer side with no traffic. If she says she doesn't like that or she doesn't need it, she's lying.
I don't know. I agree for the most part, but I've seen some like really feministy, independent women that don't like
There's
that
a difference.
And I'm like, ugh.
Okay. There's a difference between outwardly feministic and making a point, or being secure in your relationship and having that be something, just a romantic gesture.
Yeah, and I always opt for romantic, and I've just seen women that genuinely like, I can do it myself. Well,
it's okay to be wrong,
right? And you go do that, but in my relationship, I don't have door handles.
I can do it myself too,
right?
It's not that I can't do it; it's the gesture.
No, I'm the pretty damsel. Help me.
Exactly.
I'm the princess.
It's one thing I'll never be is a passenger princess.
Oh, I will.
I want to drive too much.
Yeah, so do I. But shit. Hits the fan.
We both love driving, so that's good.
I really want to know. I want to know how people define chivalry.
And what does dating look
nowadays?
Like? What does dating look like? Are you dating to date, or are you dating for a relationship?
And what is courtship?
And how does that go long term for people? Is long term something that means long term, or does that mean forever?
Yep, exactly. What's true partnership? What is courtship?
Yep.
What is chivalry?
Because I don't know about you, but I'm in mine forever. He's stuck with me.
Yep. Till death do us part, and then after.
Amen.
Because even when I'm a ghost, you're stuck with me. Too bad.
Absolutely.
Spirit in spirit. Wherever we lead, after heaven, through heaven, in any universe. You're stuck with me.
Okay, I think you're cut off.
I know. I had too much cafe mocha that tasted like arse.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was really bad.
No, yeah. Tinnies couldn't get it right today.
No, they couldn't, but I'm sure my AI servant could. Let me just go on coffeecan.com. I just made that up, coffeebot.com.
And I'll watch that be on your algorithms tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, there's going to be a new coffee bot mate. Just watch. There's going to be a robot. It's like those robot kitchens. People aren't going to even want to spouse it anymore. They're going to order. Oh my gosh, they're going to order different robots for different tasks. One for sex, one for cleaning, one for cooking. Just watch. Just watch. I now also want to pose the question, what is coming up in the dating world and long-term world in general? How many partners, like these sick people that aren't monogamous and they're polygamous?
Yeah.
What kind of robots do you think that they'd have, and how many variations?
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about that.
That is a terrifying thought.
Ooh. People
are going to be building AI colonies.
Gross.
Yeah,
I'm not
disturbed.
for it. Yeah.
I'm disturbed.
We're already disturbed enough. We don't need any help.
No, I think I need a snack. I need a stress eat. That was disturbing.
All right, let's go have a snack.
All right.
Until next time.
Hey! It's time for another gem! Grateful every moment.
Grateful every moment.
I'm excited for this one.
Good. Tell me.
I'm going to refer to them as a growth group.
Okay.
A very like-minded people on the similar journey in life, and I just am very, very grateful for them today for just, you know how it's hard to find? It's kind of falls in line with our topic, actually, just real, genuine people that build meaningful connections.
Finding your tribe. Yep.
Yeah, they're just so wonderfully selfless and supportive, and we're just all very much there for each other. And it's just such a wonderful group of women, and I just want to give them a shout out for all of their emotional support, tangible support, their encouragement, their push, calling you on your own crap in a great way. Just a great growth group.
Nice.
It's very good. So many resolutions happened this week, and so much encouragement and breakthroughs and insights, and it's been a great journey.
That's wonderful. I love to hear that.
Yeah. I just they're all fabulous people, and I can't wait to see where everybody ends up in 5-10 years from now.
Oh yeah. Thinking about a 5-year, 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Oh
totally.
My gosh.
It's nice.
It's good. Well, that sounds like you've got a good group.
Yeah, there's good
people. That's
people.
awesome.
There's good people.
I love that for you.
Thank you. I love that journey for you. JK, very different.
You're gonna get smacked.
Oh no.
So I'm very excited for your group. I love that for you.
Thanks.
And I do love that journey for you. And I don't mean that ironically or or to sound like a dick. I had 2 moments over the last couple of weeks. 2 moments? Yeah. I had 2 dime moments.
Oh!
I did. I was having a really, really, really rough day last week. I was feeling like crap. I had a cold last week, and I was just feeling rotten. And I had grabbed an old purse out of my closet because the other one was pissing me off. So I moved all my stuff over, or the stuff that I needed, and into the new purse. And I went to go throw a scrunchie in one of the side pockets, and there was nothing in the pocket except for a single dime.
Nice.
And I just, again, I am not a superstitious person. I am not somebody that is I'm not into the woo woo shit and any of that stuff. But the moments that it happens, the little things, and then that was one day, and 3 days later, I was going through and something near my kitchen island, and I was going through a bag of something that I don't remember what it was. I think it was a grocery bag.
Oh yeah,
of something, and one of those reusable bags. And I've never had change anywhere near those bags, and plop, onto the couch pops a single dime.
Nice. Dimes of heaven.
And again, I don't buy into that stuff, and I'm not I don't know, but something about it was just I stopped what I was doing and I was like, hey, Dad.
Yep. Just a grateful little moment.
Just a grateful, and that was like, it usually happens for me. I notice that it happens for me in moments where I'm catastrophizing or I'm not having a good day.
Yeah.
It's the moments where I need a little bit of unexpected comfort.
Yep. That makes sense. It's like the little drop of a reminder.
Yeah. It's like, I'm here.
Yep.
I'm watching.
Just to snap you right out of it.
And I don't believe that he's leaving me dimes. Okay. Like, I don't.
Hey, I love the movie P.S. I Love You, and how he left her notes from the Beyonds that she was finding. I mean, it was all set up so she'd find them strategically, but I love that sentiment.
But still, yeah. Like, and again, like, that's the thing. I don't buy into that. But the idea and the thought of the comfort of the thought is what counts and what it is. And that's exactly what I feel in those moments.
I love that journey for you.
Oh.
I had to say it one more time in closing. But that is amazing. That is beautiful.
And I miss my dad quite a bit. It's not been an easy year.
Yeah.
It's in terms of dealing with that emotional loss. And so every time, I have you to thank for that little dime theory, even though it's something totally crazy. The tiny little bit of comfort that it gives me and the little smile that it puts on my face every time I see one. It's a self-soothing, it's a comfort thing.
So if any of you find a dime out there and you're missing a loved one, take that moment to remember them.
Yeah.
Being grateful.
Yeah. Just smile and be grateful for the moments that you had with them.
Until we meet again.
You're listening to Unfiltered Real Talk with the Backroad Chicks. Thanks for joining our late night cruise.
We're help keeping your drive alive. Please tune in next week for more shenanigans.